Well, and welcome, beloved, to the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well and moving into living your best life, or at least life on your own terms. Thanks to every single person that has subscribed to the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thanks to everyone that supports us on our Patreon accounts. A lot of the stories that we can't air here, we do air there, especially this expose we did on George Floyd. So definitely check it out there by joining us for as little as $2 a month. Thanks to everyone who supports us on our Patreon and our PayPal as well. Really appreciate, love each and every one of you. Now, the annual global, I don't even know what they call it. It's like a global poverty index or something has been released by the World Bank. And this year they're saying that 43% of the world's poor people live in Nigeria, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and India. And I mean, this is just atrocious. And we shouldn't say that this is because, there's poverty, they can't grow their food. No. How is the Congo, how is the Democratic Republic of Congo, the one that gives us every mobile phone you have, has a particular metal that only comes from Congo. So without it, you couldn't use your phone. So how can the country that is feeding the world, a lot of these technology agencies, how can they have 7% of the world's poverty? This is what people call wizardry. I mean, this is wizardry and witchcraft. And then they have the audacity to actually release a report on it. I mean, it boggles the mind. And so basically, the World Bank released this report on global economic growth. They said it could rebound next year, but the number of people living in poverty would not change. The bank said that 3 countries, India with 24% of the world's poor, Nigeria was second with 12% of the world's poor, and Congo third with 7% of the world's poor. And those 3 countries combined had more of the world's poor than all the other 180 something countries. That's insane. And they actually had the highest share of the world's extremely poor. And they were not projected to go fast. And this is what, and so this has gone viral. A lot of people are talking about this online, on Twitter, etc. And a lot of people are asking how even 12%? Nigeria, what's happening? You have some of the most brilliant minds. You have oil. Why is there such a high level of poverty in your nations? You even have powerful men of God. What are they doing? But the one that really gets me is, of course, the Democratic Republic of Congo, when we know, companies like Apple, companies like Huawei, all these companies that make these phones and the computers would not exist if they didn't have that metal from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And so this should tell you, as Africans, something is very wrong. Something is extremely wrong. And so, the conversation kind of went viral. And there's a lady, she's become very famous. She's called Dr. Vandana Shiva. I think that's how you say it. And she's been speaking out a lot. And she actually said that in 1991, the World Bank pushed the privatization of the seed, and that is what destroyed our agriculture. That is what created refugees. That refugee status is today India's migrant labor. They are today's India's hungry population, and a lot of people agreeing with her. And it's the same situation that happened in Africa, where, even now, I've even gotten letters and emails from people telling me that, that even the government will beat them up if they try and store their seeds, or if they try and keep their organic seeds. Hide them, people. Hide them for future generations. Get your hands on all the organic seeds you can. Go to Shosho's house, your grandmama's. Anywhere you are in Africa, I've gotten so many emails from people who told me they've been planting their tomatoes, their this, their cabbage, their whatever. But make sure you're also gathering seeds. Gather those organic seeds, because the war of the future is going to be over medicine, food, and water. So you want to have those 3 in your control. Learn how to heal yourself through the traditions of your ancestors. Learn how to grow your own food. Get off the matrix of Babylon and their food. And lastly, at least have a borehole or access to natural water that you can filter yourself. Hey, but those are stories for other for other days. So, and this is basically the same thing has happened also. I've told you guys so many times, research what the World Bank did to Africa and how they implemented the neo-colonial agenda through the structural adjustment programs that, forced a lot of our, brotherhood puppet presidents at that time. Because Africa, we've never really been free. The Mzungu just went out the front door and came back through the side door, and check how, the structural adjustment programs made us privatize our telecommunications. So now Kenya, our telecommunications is half owned by Vodafone UK, and it's like one of the top 10 richest companies in Africa. Things like that. Like, we need to stop looking at this narrative like this. We need to stop looking at these things so shallowly and start asking whenever we see a headline, 43% of the world's poorest in Nigeria, Democratic Republic of Congo, and one other nation. Like, we need to be able to analyze that. Over 50% of the world's poor, according to this report, live in Africa. What does that mean when we have over 60% of the most, arable land here? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. And enough is enough, fam. We don't want to be another generation of poor Africans. That's not going to be our story. That's not going to be our children's story. That's not going to be our grandchildren's story. In a twinkle of an eye, things are going to change. So start, educating yourself and uplifting yourself. Because I keep telling you, the ancients are back. And things are just about to pop off on, in global Black Africa, but especially on this continent. Things are really about to pop off. So get your seatbelts and, disconnect from the matrix. Because if you're connected to the matrix, you may just die of a broken heart. Tuko pamoja. Hey fam, what's up? How you doing? How's everything going? Welcome to the Dr. Mumbi Show. We're here at the studios. We've put everything aside and we're getting some veggies together and some rice. And you know what? This is all because of our Patreon followers and everyone who has supported us this month. So as a way to give back, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be helping some women. Now, because of the lockdown, there's some 80 and 90-year-old women who were fighting literally in the Mau Mau, who are, that was like our independence war, who are still alive and they're still in Nairobi, and some of them are trapped, they don't have food. And these are the kind of women that I actually interviewed when I did my PhD. So I reached out to some community women who used to introduce me to them when we did the interviews, found out, and so we want to start a feeding program. Today we're going to go and meet about 50 of them. No idea what to expect, but this is all because of the generous donations that we've gotten on our Patreon account and all our supporters on PayPal. So join us on this journey where the Dr. Mumbi Show is giving back. The winds of change are blowing. Africa's heart is trembling. Hey fam, what's going on? So we've packed the first 25 bags, and we're basically going to hit 3 main areas. If you're from Kenya, you'll know we're going to go to Kangemi, which is near me, because the studio's in Westland. So they always say help those who are near you, you know what I mean, before you try and go any further. So we're not unique. This is just our way of giving back. So we thought, instead of, because we've been seeing people have been giving cereals, rice and stuff. So we thought we'd do veggies, and we actually went yesterday to collect the veggies from the farm, supporting some other local, some other women. So we're gonna, you saw what we're giving them. So